Jerome Johnson. I'm the creator of BestCoastSports.com. I'm here at the Best Coast Sports desk to give you a little NBA news for your summer pleasure. We have free agency on the docket as well as NBA Summer League. As you know, free agency started July 1st, and there's been a lot of big moves around the league, such as Darren Williams re-signing with the Brooklyn Nets at a contract about 5 years for $98 million. Skrill, right? Yeah, $98 million. You heard me correct. Now, you also have other transactions. The Nets also went out and traded for Joe Johnson in Atlanta. And so aside from anything happening on the Best Coast, that's the biggest splash in the league thus far. Another couple things, local things, Ray Allen, Rashard Lewis, former Seattle Supersonics, also signed to the Miami Heat. So that's going to be pretty dangerous with Wade, Bosch, and LeBron. Now you have two excellent shooters that can sit out there and just wait for them to dish them the ball, especially when it comes off double teams. And so today, back on the Best Coast, we're going to start in the Bay Area. We'll start in Sacramento. So the Sacramento Kings, not making that big of a splash as far as in free agency. They re-signed power forward Jason Thompson, which may or may not hinder the development of newly forward Thomas Robinson. So we'll see what happens with that. I would like to see T-Rob in the lineup. I would like to see a whole transformation of that whole team. I mean, you have the 60th pick overall last year in Isaiah Thomas out of University of Washington, who is now your starting point guard. Your 8th pick overall last year in 2012, Jimmer Fredette. He's just a no-show thus far. I mean, we'll see. It looks like everybody's way too athletic for him, and he's just struggling way too much. But, I mean, he can shoot, and each team can always use a shooter. But, you know, with that being said, we will see what happens down the line with the Sacramento Kings. Also, you know, going across the bay, so to speak, to the Golden State Warriors, they had a great draft. And they also made a pretty decent trade in getting Jarrett Jack from the New Orleans Hornets. The Warriors come out and draft Harrison Barnes out of North Carolina, which, coming out of high school, he was the #1 player overall in his class. A lot of people were comparing him to Kobe Bryant. So we'll see. He doesn't really have a Kobe game. He is more of a stop-pop shooter. I don't think he can get to the basket as well as Kobe. But at a team like Golden State, they're going to be extremely dangerous. Already with Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, just look for them to jack up threes, to run and gun. I mean, it's going to be exciting out there. Also today, the Kings also I'm sorry to go back to the Kings, but the Kings also made a splash in signing Aaron Brooks from Phoenix in a sign and trade. Aaron Brooks was in China last year, and so he did not play at all during the lockout-shortened season, but he is back this year. It's kind of odd that in Sacramento they're bringing all these Seattle players in, Seattle-based players. You have Isaiah Thomas already out of Tacoma. You have Terrence Williams out of Seattle, Rainier Beach High School. Now you have Franklin High School, Aaron Brooks. I mean, it's inevitable. They're coming back. I believe that, honestly, truly believe that 2013, 2014, you will see the Sacramento Kings as the new Seattle Supersonics. Now, again, to jump back to Golden State, I do like what they're doing. They traded small forward Darrell Wright to Philadelphia for a draft pick. I just think, you know, they're starting really young. Mark Jackson knows what he's doing, preaching defense. I mean, he's got offensive firepower all over the place. They also have a unrestricted free agent, Nate Robinson, out of Seattle, which would probably be a pretty good idea to sign him back, seeing as that he's a big catalyst to your bench and all your production. So that's pretty much what's good right now in the Bay Area. We're going to take it down the 5 to L.A., which is the basketball capital of the West Coast, and the Los Angeles Lakers. Looks like Christmas came early for Kobe Bryant because he has always been wanting to play with an all-star caliber point guard. The Lakers had a chance before to trade Andrew Bynum for Jason Kidd. They decided not to. So now Kobe's getting his wish a little early, and we're talking about the 2-time NBA MVP Steve Nash joining the Lakers in a sign and trade. Here's the video.
There's this perception, though, that you and Kobe haven't gotten along in the past. Kobe's talked openly about, I hate the Suns, I'm never going to forget our playoff matchup. So how weird was that?
I mean, we definitely battled through the years. We've been to the playoffs 3 times against each other. You know, some very tough games and tight series, and obviously there's animosity at times in every playoff series, but we also got drafted together, came in the same year. There's a competitive relationship. At the same time, there's a history there that that we're both grown men and we both can overcome a few playoff series. So it's kind of one of those things that I think from afar, you never want to play for the other team, but at the same time, there's really no true loyalty in sports.
That was a little enthusiastic Steve Nash in his views about coming to LA to play with Kobe Bryant. And so I want to take a minute to discuss the situation in La La Land right now. Last year was very disappointing. Actually, 2 years ago was very disappointing. Let's be real. I mean, getting swept by the Mavericks 2 years ago. Thunder just came in and smacked you around last year when you had a chance to go up on the Thunder 3-1 and 2 games where you just let slip through your hands. I mean, I don't want to point fingers at Mike Brown, but you have to point fingers at somebody. No, I will not point fingers at Kobe. One game. The game that got away from them in Oklahoma City, Game 2. I could say that Kobe probably shouldn't have turned the ball over. I mean, he did. It happens. It's over. But now, moving forward, there's a whole bunch of issues that we need to address. Andrew Bynum is going to be a free agent next year in 2013. Andrew Bynum isn't too sure if he wants to continue playing with the Lakers right now. He's very immature. He takes plays off. He's very lazy. A lot of speculation around the league. Dwight Howard doesn't like his situation in Orlando. Seems like a good fit. Possibly. Maybe. According to this picture, I don't think Dwight Howard wants to come to Los Angeles.
Oh, wow. And of course, no lead is safe against the Lakers because of this man, Kobe Bryant, to take over.
The whole crowd was in awe, and I was like, man, I just got dunked on. And that's like the first time I ever been dunked on my whole life.
He almost threw his elbow into the basket that time. And he posterizes Dwight Howard.
So that dunk is exactly why Dwight does not want to play in LA. That was a little welcome to the league dunk by Kobe Bryant. I would love to see Dwight in a Lakers uniform personally. That could be building something great when you have a guy like Steve Nash. Kobe Bryant at the end of his career, I mean, he already said he maybe only has 3, maybe 4 years left. I mean, so you want to go out on top. And, they need someone who's just going to dominate the game offensively and defensively. Dwight's that guy. I mean, Andrew Bynum is great offensively when he wants to be. He can be the best offensive center in the game when he wants to be. But again, Andrew already has 2 rings. Andrew already has money. He's looking to be the man. He wants to go somewhere where he can be the man. So why not let that happen? But it might be out of Lakers' control because if he ends up leaving, you get nothing for him. So you at least want to try to bring some chips back in. Other notes, I mean, Pau Gasol, I used to be a huge fan of Pau. The whole European big thing is it's not flying with me. I can't handle it anymore. I mean, you're 7 foot. You're floating around the perimeter. I can understand if you're Dirk and you can actually shoot. Pau can shoot a little bit, but, I mean, you have guys like Serge Ibaka who are 6'9". I mean, shoot, Kevin Durant was beasting you. You're supposed to outweigh him by almost 100 pounds, and he's beasting you. Something's wrong with this picture. If I had a choice, I would rather see Pau go than Bynum, but in all reality, it's probably going to be Andrew Bynum when it's said and done. The Cavaliers are looking to a little 3-team trade, trying to get in to get Bynum. Howard would go to the Lakers, and then the Magic would get an assortment of draft picks. Well, that's going to be pretty difficult, seeing as that the Lakers shipped their draft picks to Phoenix in the Nash trade. They gave them 2 first-round picks, a 2013 and a 15, 2 second-round picks, which is a 2013 and a 14. So, I mean, you're giving up all your picks. There's not really much you can do. So, it's either now or never. I'm not really worried about them attracting free agents because they're the Lakers. They're Showtime. They're LA. People want to play there. That's Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant built that franchise. There you go. We're going to go across the locker room to the Clips. they made a little bit of noise. I mean, they signed Lamar Odom. We'll see which Lamar they get. We'll see if they get Lamb or Lamar. To me, Lamb is a crybaby who sits there in Dallas and pouts because he doesn't want to be there. After asking for this trade, or do they get Lamar, the two-time champion, the Los Angeles Lakers, the sixth man of the year? Did they get that Lamar? I mean, he's back in L.A. I mean, that's what he wanted. That's what Chloe wanted. So we'll see what happens in his play. They also get Jamal Crawford, guard from Seattle, Washington, played in Portland last year. He also had an off year. But, you know, playing with Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, it's going to open up numerous shots for him. Also, re-signing Chauncey Billups. Huge. Lob City's on the come-up. We'll see, because Chris Paul, after 2013, he'll be able to either re-sign or he can go. So we'll see if the Clips do have enough to let Chris Paul stay. A huge void. They lost Reggie Evans. Sign and trade. He's going to Brooklyn. That's a huge key, huge rebounder. So, definitely we'll see. Now we're going to go to our Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns, who are in complete rebuilding mode. They're actually doing some nice things. They have some money to spend right now. They have some pieces they want to build around. They want to build around Gortat. They drafted Kendall Marshall out of North Carolina, which is supposed to be the heir apparent to Steve Nash. So, I mean, pass first point guard, decent center. You're going to need some scorers around. And so what do? Rockets amnesty Luis Scola. They win him in the bid. They go out and sign Michael Beasley. They put on an offer sheet for Eric Gordon, which the Hornets match. But, you know, they're willing to spend the money. Now they're looking at O.J. Mayo. So we'll see. We'll see about O.J. Mayo and Michael Beasley in the same lineup. I mean, the best place for them. I mean, you have unlimited control. That offense is yours. You can put up as many shots as you want, score as many points as you need to. Again, we'll see. The future's bright in Phoenix, in the Valley of the Sun. You got all these draft picks coming in again. I mean, use them to build, use them to trade for veterans. You did have to amnesty Josh Childress, but he wasn't really much. He didn't really do too much after coming over from Atlanta. So, you know, if I'm a Suns fan, I'm very, very, very optimistic about my future. All these other teams I've mentioned thus far, Golden State Warriors, Sacramento Kings, bright futures. Lakers, Clippers, they're in the now. If they don't win now, they're going to be screwed in 2 years. So, we'll see what happens again. We're going to go up. We're going to go up to Minnesota. I know Minnesota's not really on the best coast, but there's a lot of action, you know, going down there. They are in the Northwest Division, which is pretty stupid to me, but hey, what can you do about it? So, Minnesota Timberwolves, they trade their 18th overall pick to the Houston Rockets for Chase Budinger. I don't know how much I like the move. I know they needed a small forward. You know, Michael Beasley was filling that role pretty well. You know, Derek Williams, second pick overall out of Arizona, not really showing too much right now. I'm going to need D. Will to step his game up because, you know, he doesn't want to be that number 2 pick that gets lost in the fold because he can't cut it. Super athletic. I mean, if you watch that NCAA tournament, his game against Duke, he put himself on the map. That Arizona team was not supposed to make the NCAA tournament, but yet he led them through. He led them to finally they ran into a hot UConn team who ended up winning the national championship. That is besides the point. Also, too, the biggest splash Minnesota made was signing retired shooting guard Brandon Roy from Seattle. Everybody knows not to expect much from Roy. I mean, he's got 2 shot knees. He is only 28 years old. So, I mean, we'll see.
West Coast. The doctor said